Going on, y'all? Jake here with Flooded Marsh Flies. I've got a different POV today, just switching it up a little bit. Let me know if you like it. But got a pretty simple Kwan pattern today. Great for redfish, especially flooded marshes. Great movement from the rabbit. Good overall crab pattern, but a little bit of a longer tie. So sit around. Hope you enjoy. Thanks. Today I'm tying on a Mustad 34007 in a size 2, not a size 1/0. Also tying with a UTC 210 in red, and then some large brass eyes from CW Flies. Just like always, I'm going to come in here and start the thread right behind my hook eye. Make a little bit of a thread dam for those brass eyes to sit on. Then I'm just going to go ahead and start tying these in. Series of X wraps. Hoping y'all are liking this angle that's from my point of view instead of the alternative point of view. Hoping it just focuses on the fly a little bit better. Just able to see more overall. Just coming in here and securing those eyes. Making sure they're nice and straight, nice and secure. Love to fish this fly around flooded marshes, especially at tailing fish. It's my favorite. Got a lot of good movement from the rabbit. Once those are nice and secure, I'm going to go ahead and move my thread back about halfway down the shank here. Next step is just going to be to take some of these rabbit strips and olive from Hareline. I'll show y'all how I cut them. Just taking a piece about inch and a half here. Come in on the top, I'm going to cut one side at an angle. Do that same thing to the other side. This just makes the tie-in a little bit easier. I'm going to do the same thing at the tail. I just think it makes it look a little bit cleaner overall. Then I'm going to take this anchor strip and just stab it through my hook point. Probably about a 1/4 inch behind where we're going to tie it in at. Make sure to get it over that barb. Move it to where I want to tie it in. I'm going to go ahead and move my thread up a little bit. Make sure not to catch your thread on the hook point. And if your thread's kind of jumping away from you, you can always spin it counterclockwise to get it to jump to the left, like I'm doing here. Just gives you a little bit more control. Just covering up that hide with the thread. Make sure everything's nice and tied in tight. Still getting used to this tripod in my lap, basically. I'm gonna take my bodkin and just splay those fibers evenly across the hook. Throw a little bit of thread on top of them just to make sure they're secure. Then I'm going to take some of this sand crab dubbing and sand olive from Fly Tyer's Dungeon. Just going to grab a little bunch, tie it on either side of this rabbit strip here. Going to start with the top. Tying it in nice and tight, just like everything else. Just wrapping up to where that zonker is. Go ahead and cut off the excess. Gonna take a little bit of a bigger bunch. Gonna go ahead and tie this on the top side of the shank. This just gives everything a nice buggy look. I love the mix of the dubbing with the legs in this dubbing. Once again, tying it in nice and tight, making sure we don't have any trap fibers. Once again, cutting the excess free. Making sure that's nice and clean. Then I'm going to wrap back towards that tie-in point of that dubbing. Right up on it. Then I'm going to come in with 2 bunches of Congo hair here. This is in copper tan and then some Galapagos olive. This stuff's just like EP, way cheaper. That's why I like it. I'm in college, I'm on a budget. Speaking of, sorry for no video last week, y'all. Things are just getting real busy here, midterms and such. Just taking a piece here, probably 2 inches long, in that Galapagos olive. See, I'm holding it at a little bit of an angle, and then I'm going to go throw 3 wraps over the side across from me. Nice and tight. Pulling it even, and then I'm going to go 3 wraps over the other side. See, I'm pulling it there. That's just to make sure that everything's nice and even. Sits right on the bottom of the shank. Then I'm going to wrap over it a couple times, 2 or 3 times. All right, just kidding. 5 or 6 times. Then we're going to come in here with that copper tan. Same thing, about a 2-inch portion. You want to get it as close as you can to that other color, that green. You can kind of pull back on it a little bit like I'm doing there. It's more difficult tying on top of that bump of thread from the dubbing. So I got a little bit of trouble here. If it's not as clean as you want it, just try it again. Try to get that thread as close as you can to that previous tie-in point. And then just repeating this process. Three wraps away from you, then flip sides. You see I'm pulling on it. I'll pull it up next to that green, that olive. Once again, making sure to wrap on top of that tie-in point. This just makes sure everything is nice and tight. Basically just going to repeat this process the whole way up the body. Alternating colors as I go. I use that clothespin there to just kind of hold my fibers back, hold them out my way, make sure I'm not getting anything trapped. Working on getting some camera gear so I can actually film some fishing videos instead of me just sitting at my desk. But hopefully that's coming soon. Fishing's been real tough around me. It's either been way too cold, way too windy, a little rainy, or the river's just been super low. So, and when I do get out there, it seems like everything's outsmarting me. So just trying to get everything figured out. Figuring out these fall fish around here. See, I'm adjusting my clothespin here. I'm gonna grab that new bunch of fiber. This process can be a bit of a pain, but once you do it a couple times, you really get the hang of it. And these are some of my favorite to tie. I just think they hold their profile really well. Mimics a crab, nice. And that rabbit. I mean, I just love tying with rabbit. Love fishing with rabbit. Great movement. And the hide's a little buoyant, so it almost looks like a crab in defense, if you will. Now I'll pop up a picture here of another version, a slimmed down version with a using chenille instead of this rabbit donker, so it's in a size 4. I just burn the ends of that chenille, use a little bit of resin to make it hold its shape. Looks nice like a crab claw. I'd be happy to tie a version of that if y'all wish. Just let me know. I can see that also working really well on bonefish or permit. I've never had the opportunity to fish for either, but in a nice tan color, I could see it working really well. Also like tying in a blue crab color too for the redfish back home. So we're looking a little chaotic right here, but we're gonna trim everything down here in a second. Before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and tie in a weed guard. So moving that thread up to the hook eye. I've just taken about a 2-inch piece of 35-pound mono here. I put it in my forceps. I'm just gonna press it down real hard, flatten out the ends. Kind of kink that mono upwards so it stands up nice and straight, protects our hook point. Definitely want a weed guard if you're fishing this in the grass. See those flattened ends there at a bit of an angle. I like tying in the weed guard before I trim. I mean, I guess you could do it afterwards, but it doesn't really get in the way of this fly. Trimming this fly, I mean. Looking pretty good right there, so just gonna lay it flat on the bottom of the hook shank. Make sure nice tight wraps. See, I'm wrapping over it there, and then I'm gonna bend it back, put my thumb in the way. Then we're gonna throw some wraps in between my thumb and then that mono. Good bit of wraps here, just creates a bit of a bump, makes it stand up a little bit better. Making sure it's clearing our hook point there. Don't want it to mess up with the hookup ratio too bad. Then once that's nice and secure, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some whip finishes in here. Now we're on to the trimming portion. This is what takes the longest in my opinion. Just gonna make a nice even cut up one side of the fly. At a bit of an angle. Gonna come in there and round off that back side a little bit. Coming in towards those brass eyes, just giving a bit of a cut there. Just cleans everything up, rounds it out. Doing the same thing on the other side. Making sure not to cut that dubbing too much if possible. You just want to get these as even as you can. The fish won't care too much, but you don't want it to be too bad. And confidence in your flies is everything. Just kind of trimming any loose fibers on the top. You see I'm tying with this bright red thread here. Let's just give it a bit of a pop of color. Feel free to tie with olive or brown if you wish. Just gonna come in here with my brush everything out, grab any loose fibers. Same thing with the bodkin. Just picking out anything loose. can get stuck here forever if you're anything like me. You want it to be perfect, but fish don't care too much. Last step here is just going to be come in here with some resin. It's an optional step, but really just secures everything in place. Just throwing it on the top of the shank here, throwing it over my eyes, throwing it on the tie-in points. This is just some Loon Flow. I really like it for these patterns. Going to do the same thing to the underside. Making sure that weed guard isn't going to fall out on me. And the thumbnail of this fly is going to be another color. That's a color I've been working on, trying to mimic crawfish. I don't know if it's working yet. I hadn't had much time to fish with it, but I don't see why it wouldn't. That's why I love these. You can tie them in a million different colors, but yeah, we're done, y'all. I want to thank you if you've made it to this point in the video. It really means a lot. Hope y'all have been enjoying these. I've been really enjoying making them. It's pretty fun. Come back next week. Thanks, y'all.